Okay, everybody, good morning. I guess, every day above ground is a good day. But let me say this, there is so much going on this morning. Anyway, let's talk about it. So, yeah, Monday, October 25th, 2021. Right off the bat, before we go to the markets here, I was just writing some stuff down this morning. Here's the story with regard to surging inflation, and it's out of control right now. We are hearing, this is a quote here, more and more companies, and this is no surprise to you because I said this would happen. So more companies are saying that the rising cost of materials that they have to pay, is going to force them. It's going to force them to raise prices, and that means you, me, and everybody else is going to be paying a lot more for things. People, are you looking at crude oil this morning? Crude oil is knocking on the $85 a barrel door. Just for a second, if you have a minute today or a second or whatever, just look up how many products are made with crude oil. Your mind will be blown, okay? It's out of control, and it's about to get much worse, like I've been explaining to you. So I know if you follow this blog, you're, I guess, semi-prepared for the second wave of inflation to hit, and it's going to hit hard. So right here this morning again, and we've been hearing this for a while now, companies passing on the higher cost of everything onto you. We have more companies saying the same thing. We're paying more for everything, so are you. We're going to pass all this on to you. Crude oil surging. The Federal Reserve continuing to run their inflation creation machine at full speed with no end in sight, no matter what they do. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. We're also hearing this. So we understand, the supply chain issues here. Well, this is going to persist apparently through 2023. How do you think that's going to affect the cost of everything? People, I really hope you are ready for what is coming. And I'm telling you right now, you know what I'm going to tell you is true. None of it is by accident. This is some kind of twisted freak show, and they are successfully trying to eliminate an entire class of people. It's funny, and I want to address this just real quick. There's a lot of people that believe, they don't want to get rid of the middle class because then there'll be no demand. Really? Interesting. Like I have explained to you, the middle class is a new phenomenon. For thousands of years, there was no middle class. And the rich were, as rich as they are right now, and everyone else was a serf. So I don't want to hear this nonsense argument that they need a middle class. They do not need a middle class. They don't want a middle class. They want control. They want absolute and total control over everything, even your own body. They're going to make up rules, people. You think this whole thing about forced vaccinations and everything else is bad? You haven't seen a damn thing. You haven't seen a damn thing yet. Just so again, as part of this new set of rules, like I said, would be coming from a long time ago. I want you to be ready, literally, for anything, because you haven't seen a damn thing yet. That's really the truth. People, the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, is 97.1. I strongly suggest you keep your eyes on this. Again, link in the description of this video. Right now, let's talk about the market. Okay, like I said, risk is rising in this market. Stock futures are higher. Opening bell doesn't go off for about 35 minutes, pointing towards a higher open. We'll see how that plays out. Like I said, you got crude oil here at $85 a barrel, just about. This is a major boost to the market. I sincerely believe, let me rephrase this. We're kind of, and I hate to use this term, due for a pullback with regard to crude oil and energy. But in this environment of surging inflation, and we've never, ever, I'm not making this up, we've never seen anything like this. Inflation is spiking at its fastest pace in history here in the United States. So with that mechanism in place here, well, we might not get a pullback at all in crude oil. We can go straight to 100 and maybe straight through. You understand? Nothing, people, is what it seems. And this market is not normal. It's not acting like a normal market. I think that's pretty evident here. With the promise of easy money that's going to pour into this market from here to literally eternity, okay? Part of the Fed's plan to inflate, and then inflate some more, like I've explained to you since time immemorial. What you would expect to happen just doesn't anymore. Again, we have an economy shrinking at its fastest pace in history. We've never seen anything like this as a percentage of GDP. The economy is in free fall. Meanwhile, stock market last week, record high. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? No, of course not. But it's not meant to either. It's a distraction mechanism. It's a wealth transfer effect. It's an elimination of a class of people. You know that. And it's about to get worse. Look for several things to happen. More extreme. I don't know how much more extreme it can get. Modes of control, methods of control. They already own your body. They own it. Okay, you have to do what they say with your own body. I don't know what happened to all those voices. My body, my choice. You seem to just disappear into oblivion here. But your body is not even yours. If your body is not yours, then what do you actually have? How free are you? Like I told you, no free thought. You can't think for yourself. You're not allowed to move freely, act freely, no free thought, no free action, no free movement. This is it. This is everything that you and I have been warned about for a very, very long time. I'm talking decades. It's here now. And I can promise you, you haven't seen nothing at all yet, people. It's going to get out of control moving forward. It's just no doubt about that in my mind here. Anyway, like I said, you can expect things like surging inflation to get a lot worse. And I want you to be prepared for it. With crude oil where it is right now and going a lot higher, you're going to pay more for everything if you think you're paying a lot now. And this is, again, if you're well off, if you're rich, yeah, this affects you, but not to the degree that it affects people that are on a budget of any kind, okay? People that are well off and are rich, they have no budget at all. They just spend what they want on anything they want to. But most people don't live like that, and they're going to be forced to borrow more, which is the grand plan as well. Make more debt slaves. Force these people to borrow more money, to be slaves to those people that are lending them whatever they want. And these banks are more than willing to lend. Like I said to you, how do we know the market is not on the cusp of a meltdown? By watching the flow of credit. That's number one. Are people getting loans? Absolutely. Are banks willing to lend? Yes, they are. No crazy action going on with regard to the debt market. I'm talking about spiking yields, and look at the stock market. Record high. It's not hard. It's not hard to look at this and understand what's really going on here, and then take in the bigger picture. You are under attack. You are under attack. And most of you, unfortunately, here do understand the situation you're in. Or fortunately, I think you get it. I really do. But I don't want you to feel like there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, I told you all a long time ago, this channel is for people of action. And I would expect that you would get out here and start talking about things in chat rooms, sharing these videos, trying to raise people's awareness. Because people, I don't know another way to put it. I'm going to say it again. You haven't seen anything yet. If your body is not yours, how free are you? If your body is not yours, and they can tell you what to do, when to do it, at the threat of, losing your job, your livelihood, or anything else, then you got nothing. And this is what we're allowing them to get away with? Are you kidding me? Anyway, all right, people, look, I'm out of here. Kind of a long video. I don't like to keep these videos long in the morning. I will see all of you at the end of the day. Did I cover gold and silver real quick? No, I didn't. Gold and silver catching a bid. Crypto's catching a bid. I do jump around a little bit. That's the story, people. All right, we will talk later.